Hi, I'm Michael Mann and I am the author of GHOSTCLOUD. I'm really excited to tell you about my book today and to give you a little reading later. So, GHOSTCLOUD is the story of Luke, who is a 12-year-old boy who shovels coal deep beneath this horrible power station. It's a horrible place and he is desperate to get home to his family, but the only way out is if the owner lets you, and she only lets you if you shovel enough coal. Or at least that's what Luke thinks, because one day he meets a ghost girl, a mysterious ghost girl, who tells him that there is another way out of the power station. And she draws him and Luke, his friends really, into this whirlwind adventure featuring ghosts, the smog and the skies over London. And I won't tell you more because I'm going to read you an extract shortly. What I will tell you is a couple of inspirations for me. So one inspiration for me is that my granddad was a coal miner, so he used to shovel coal, and that's where that comes from. Another inspiration is that I'm a teacher and I really wanted to write a book that kept kids turning the page, and also one with a mixed race main character. I'm half Indian and lots of the kids I teach have mixed heritage or different backgrounds. And my final inspiration, and probably the biggest one, is the sky. I really hope that after reading the book, readers look at the sky differently. And this is because a big idea in the book is that when you see a shape in the clouds, whether it's a skull or a snake or a horse or whatever, that shape is possibly a ghost looking at you back. And in this book, Luke goes to this ghost cloud world and learns to do all the things that these ghosts can do, to fly, change shape, to fire lightning. And I think that's just really exciting, that there's this whole world above our heads waiting to be discovered. But without further ado, a quick reading from the book. I'm going to read the first chapter. There is a preface first, and I'm going to read that for you first. This book is set in London, but not as we know it. It is a London where Big Ben beeps and Battersea Power Station belches out smoke, where bustling river markets float on rising water, and kidnapping is rife, where the Channel Tunnel lies closed ever since the old war ended, and far below, hidden underground, children are shoveling. So that's our preface, and now we have chapter 1, Coal Dust. Spade down, scoop up, lift, pass forward. Luke Smith Sharma lived beneath Battersea Power Station. It was a gloomy place with towering chimneys and blackened bricks. A treacly darkness oozed from its walls, and at night the corridors were stalked by shadows. "Come on, speed up," hissed Ravi from behind. "You're spilling the coal." Luke said, "Sorry, I was thinking." "Well, don't," Ravi said. "Less sleuthing, more shoveling, mate." Luke was a shoveler for the station's first chimney. He kept the fuel coming in the great furnace room, feeding the fires till they glowed white hot. Lines of children, 100 kids long, snaked across the hall to the hungry flames, each passing coal to the child in front. Hidden from the millions of people above, they powered all of London, from Big Ben's beep to the robot horse carriage, from Buckingham Palace to London Zoo. "You know," Luke said, "I miss homework, and detention, and sprouts." "Focus, Luke." Ravi wiped his glasses. "They say she's visiting today. She's giving amber tickets to the hardest shovelers." Luke slumped. "I know, and it's our only way home, I know." Luke tightened his grip on the rust iron spade. He ignored the chafe of his coal sack collar and the tickle of sweat down his neck and brow. He had to keep shoveling. Nobody ever stopped shoveling, not unless you wanted to be fuel themselves. Iron scraped carbon, lungs panted hot air, dancing flames hissed and crackled. These were the sounds of the furnace room, the same sounds he'd heard for over 2 years. But each week on Sunday he heard a different set of sounds, and you had to be ready. A door creaked, a deliberate creak he knew well. It was followed by a hush that rolled up the line, silencing guards and children alike, then the echo of heels on a hot stone floor. Don't look back, Ravi said. Keep your eyes on the spade. Spade down, scoop up, lift, pass forward. Black nails tapped on a black clipboard. A black lab coat swished over black leather boots. A black heart beat closer each second. Luke tried to think happy thoughts, eating ice cream under a warm blue sky, flying kites with his sister Lizzie, his dad sifting through police files on the kitchen table. Or the day, maybe today, if Ravi's intel was right, when they'd earn their amber ticket and leave this miserable place for good. But the good thoughts wouldn't stick. Instead, he found himself looking up at the darkness, at the ceiling so high that the light never reached it, at the cloud of black above their bowed heads. Spade down, scoop up, lift, pass forward. There was a squeal of pain down the line, then the sizzle of hot ash on naked skin. A solitary sob echoed down the hall. Never cry, Luke muttered. That's what she wants. She was Tabitha Margate, and she ruled the station. If you cried, she just blew smoke in your face, or emptied the ash from her pipe on your hand, or into your eye, if you didn't shut it in time. That's what she was like. She didn't care one bit about the children that worked there. For her, all that mattered was that they were cheaper than adults. They ate less food, she could fit more in, and most important of all, they were easier to kidnap. The click of her heels started again. The pace of shoveling picked up at once. It always did when she paid them a visit. And that was when he saw it. When the girl in front could no longer keep up. Her skinny arms began spilling and flinging the coal dust. Her breath started coming in grunts and gasps. She looked exhausted, unsteady too. He remembered how that felt. How he'd struggled too, at least until he met Ravi. But it didn't matter how the girl in front felt. All that mattered was that she would mess it all up. If Tabitha saw, the whole line would be punished. He had to do something, and do something quick, or his and Ravi's chance of an amber ticket and a way out of this place would go down with her. And the next chapter is called The Mistake, but I won't tell you what the mistake is. You're going to have to read more to find out. I hope you enjoyed my reading, and thank you for listening.